Air Force Base and Military Training conducts graduation events over the course of 2 days to celebrate the accomplishments of our newest Airmen Squadron. These events recognize the transitions from professional bonus. We acknowledge the tradition of honor and the legacy of valor provided by those who came before us and still inspire us today. We would also like to thank the family and friends for their continued support that these graduates will be counting on as they serve our great nation in the years to come. This week, we have a special opportunity to recognize one additional significant achievement demonstrating the dedication of 19 of our graduates who have completed the process to become citizens of the United States of America. Today's recognition is made possible by a partnership between the Department of Defense and Department of Homeland Security to allow active duty service members to become citizens under the Naturalization at BMT initiative. To be eligible, a member of the Armed Forces must pass a comprehensive application process administered by the Department of Homeland Security, including a background check, personal interview to demonstrate high morale, character, and the knowledge of the English language. Applicants are also tested on U.S. history and government. Applicants take the oath of allegiance to the U.S. Constitution and become American citizens. Please hold your applause until all names have been announced. The Air Force is proud to recognize Airman Maria Londono Navarrete, country of origin, Colombia. Airman Kiku Lee, country of origin, Taiwan. Airman Young Ho Cho, country of origin, South Korea. Airman Kelvin Kojo Dodson, country of origin, Ghana. Airman Michael Abawaje, country of origin, Ghana. Airman Humber Grossman, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Carlos Andres Cuestas Gomez, country of origin, Colombia. Airman Anwan Valentino, country of origin, Venezuela. Airman Carl El Chahar, country of origin, Lebanon. Airman Anu Thapar, country of origin, Nepal. Airman William Varadi, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Michael Mengioli, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Gian Delima, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Karen Gray, country of origin, Bahamas. Airman Aaron Patrimonio, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Ibrahim Abdullah, country of origin, Ghana. Airman Shita Anna Kach, country of origin, India. Airman Danica Sabado, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Maria Rodriguez Alonso, country of origin, Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us congratulate the newest citizen of the United States of America. Our newest citizens were led by the Military Drill and Ceremonies Non-Commissioned Officer, Technical Sergeant John Field. Good morning. I'm Technical Sergeant Daniel Huntington, Military Training Instructor Trainer, and I'll be your narrator for today's ceremony. As the flights move into position, and for the safety and comfort of those around you, we ask that you refrain from entering the retreat pad and remain in your respective seating areas when taking photos during the ceremony. At the conclusion of the ceremony, we will proceed onto the retreat pad after the flights are dismissed. Please be cautious when ascending and descending the bleachers. Utilize the handrail and watch for tripping, slipping, and falling hazards. Restroom facilities are located in the reception center and to the right of the flagpole. During this morning ceremony, smoking and the consumption of alcoholic beverages is not permitted. At this time, please silence all cell phones and other electronic devices. Thank you and enjoy today's ceremony. In the military, ceremonies are held to accord distinctive honors to national symbols or individuals on special occasions. These ceremonies are also used to display the proficiency and state of training and a command and to promote teamwork and pride of the organization. They also contribute to the public morale by displaying symbolically the strength and unity of the military in support of the nation. All the movements that you will observe today are known as drill. The purpose of drill is to enable a commander or a non-commissioned officer, such as a military training instructor, the ability to move units from one place to another in an orderly manner, to aid in training by instilling discipline and habits of precision and response to the leaders, and to provide for the development of all leaders in the practice of commanding formations. To maintain proper decorum and respect for events such as this, we ask you to abide by the following standards while you are here. First, there will be times that you'll be asked to stand for the invocation, the playing of the national anthem, the Air Force song, and the reciting of the Airman's Creed. Second, we ask you to remain silent during these times, reflecting on the price that has been paid for our freedom. Third, we ask that you pay respects to the flag during the national anthem. Military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute. Civilians should stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may render a salute or place their right hand over their heart after the last note of the national anthem. You may return your right hand to your side. Thank you and enjoy today's ceremony. Now marching into position, Academic Excellence Flight, Flight 533, led by Staff Sergeant Campbell, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Sweetwater, Tennessee. PT Excellence Flight, Flight 534, led by Technical Sergeant Ryan Green, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Longport, California. Flight 535, led by Technical Sergeant Diego Moreno, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Dallas, Texas. Flight 536, led by Technical Sergeant Nathan Isay, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Gainesville, Florida. Flight 537, led by Technical Sergeant Angus Bailey, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Carrie Nation, Washington. Flight 538, led by Technical Sergeant Chad Ozenbaugh, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Battle Creek, Michigan. Flight 539, led by Technical Sergeant Maria Rodriguez, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Masaya, Nicaragua. Flight 540, led by Master Sergeant Richard Beatty, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Moscow, Idaho. Flight 541, led by Technical Sergeant Justin Youngblood, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Cameron, Texas. Flight 542, led by Technical Sergeant Albert Lockhart, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Onassis Pass, Texas. Flight 543, led by Technical Sergeant Donovan Ingram, Military Training Instructor, hometown, San Antonio, Texas. Flight 544, led by Staff Sergeant Isley Baggett, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Newport, North Carolina. Flight 545, led by Technical Sergeant Michael Hansen, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Elridge, Iowa. Flight 546, led by Technical Sergeant DeAndre Franklin, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Tampa, Florida. Flight 547, led by Technical Sergeant Dominique Reyes, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Huntington Beach, California. Musical support for this morning's ceremony is provided by the Airmen from the 321st Training Squadron, performing under the direction of retired Master Sergeant Samuel Johnson, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Stratford, Connecticut. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform for today's ceremony. In addition to completing all basic training syllabus and training requirements, Drum and Bugle Corps members commit additional training hours for practice throughout their weeks of training. Their extra effort and commitment demonstrate teamwork and the Air Force core value, service before self. With each Drum and Bugle Corps performance, they honor a long-standing tradition of live music at formal military ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation given by Chaplain Morgan.
I invite you to pray with me. Almighty God, we celebrate this morning the accomplishments of these soon-to-be airmen. We thank you for the endowment of love and support from their family and friends who've been with them through this journey, and from the investment of time and energy from their MTIs over the many long days of BMT. We pray, with your help, that this is a dawn of a great era, as these young men and women go on to become the leaders and heroes of their generation, taking on the mantle of those who now serve in our Air Force. Bless them with safety and prosperity as they continue a long tradition defending freedom and justice for all. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good morning and welcome to today's Basic Military Training Graduation Ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host for today's ceremony, the Commander, Air Force Basic Military Training, and 1989 graduate of Basic Military Training, Colonel Billy Wilson, Jr. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Air Force Basic Military Training, and 2003 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Dan Anderson. From the Graduating Squadron, the Commander, 322nd Training Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Caitlin Kinney. The Senior Enlisted Leader, 322nd Training Squadron, and 1997 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Jake Vale. Also in attendance with us today, Major General Gregory Ferguson, United States Air Force, retired, accompanied by his wife, Kathy. The Deputy Commander, 37 Training Wing, Colonel John Odell III. The Command Chief, 37 Training Wing, and 1997 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Carlos Damien. The Director, Cyberspace Operations and Warfighter Communications, Colonel Joy Kazor. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737 Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoyed today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Master Sergeant Vale will come now forward and address our graduating class.
All right, how are we doing today? Hey, don't our airmen look great? They do. All right, hey, before I begin, I'd like to extend some thanks to our senior leaders and distinguished visitors that have taken time out of their day to celebrate our graduates. I'd also like to thank our military training instructors who have spent countless of hours dedicated to changing the trainees you see before you into airmen in the United States Air Force. You men and women are the backbone of the basic military training mission in the Air Force. Finally, I'd like to thank the family, friends, and loved ones in the stands who have traveled from far and wide to honor and celebrate our graduates. Eagles, today is an awesome day. Today we celebrate a major milestone in your Air Force career, your graduation from basic military training. Over 7 weeks ago, you arrived here in BMT as individuals who had raised their right hand and volunteered to serve in the world's greatest Air Force. From the time that you arrived, you have been removed from your comfort zones, you have been challenged, you have had successes, and you have had failures. But throughout, you have persevered, and today we celebrate your transition into individuals, into airmen and wingmen. As we discussed, BMT will not be the only time that you will be challenged in the Air Force. There will be other training events, schools, deployments, and such that will again take you out of your comfort zone and require you to perform at a high level in short order. What I would tell you is to use the experiences that you've had here in BMT as the foundation for those successes when tackling those challenges. Specifically, remember the importance of communication and teamwork. That faced with those events, that you must communicate with leadership to understand what your roles and responsibilities are and the expectations that they have for you. Also, remember how important it is to break down the barriers to communication with your teammates. As we discussed during our talks, communication was the catalyst to your flights and dorms performing and thriving here in BMT. Additionally, as you begin your Air Force career, I'd advise that you identify what values and principles you hold dear and use them to guide your decision making. If I could, I'd recommend a couple. They would be professional, be proactive, and be accountable. Be professional both on and off duty. Remember now that you represent something greater than yourself, and to that you will be held to a different standard. Be proactive. If you have ideas on how to do something better, let it be known. If you see an issue, don't pass it up. Take care of it. And be accountable. Hold yourself and those around you accountable. Whether it's following instructions or guidance as directed, striving to meet standards, or simply making a mistake, hold yourself and those around you accountable. Eagles, it's been an absolute honor to be a part of this first step in your military career, and I wish you and your loved ones nothing but the best as you start this Air Force journey. As your senior leader, or as your senior enlisted leader, I hereby acknowledge your completion of all graduation requirements and have recommended Colonel Wilson and Chief Master Sergeant Anderson that you receive your coveted Airman's coin, which signifies your transition today from trainees to airmen. Once again, congratulations, and for one last time, second to none! Military training instructors, you may now proceed.
At this part of the ceremony, the military training instructors will distribute the Venerable Airman's coin, and for the first time, distinct Space Force coins to our Space Force graduates. The lore of military coins has many colorful suspected origins. However, a popular story stems from World War I, where American volunteers formed flying squadrons in France during the Great War. One of the volunteers was a wealthy lieutenant who took great pride in his service and had medallions cast in bronze, with his squadron's emblem on them. He gave those medallions to every member of his unit. Not long after, one of the pilots was shot down behind enemy lines and was captured by a German patrol. The German forces confiscated the pilot's possessions except for the pilot's medallion that he wore around his neck. While in confinement in a small French village, the captured pilot took advantage of a nighttime bombardment by the Allies. He donned civilian clothes and escaped after crossing the front lines to safety. He came across a French outpost where he was initially thought to be a saboteur, until he showed them his unit coin. The French forces recognized the unit emblem, and instead of any harsher treatment, he received a bottle of wine. Today, several military units have developed their own coins and specific rules for them. Many organizations give out their unit coins to recognize outstanding performances and achievements. The coins the airmen and space professionals receive today are unique in that they originate here at the gateway to the Air Force and are only given to those who complete this rigorous course of instruction. On one side of the airman's coin, the original emblem of the Air Force resides as envisioned by General Henry Hap Arnold, one of the first military aviators and later commander of the Army Air Forces in World War II. Beneath the emblem, the year 1947, the birth date of the United States Air Force, and around the rim of the coin, the core values of the Air Force: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Inscribed on the other side of the coin is the newly recognized emblem of the Air Force, a symbol that honors the heritage of our past and represents the promise of our future. The emblem retains the core elements of the Henry Hap Arnold emblem, the Arnold wings, and the star within a circle. The modern effect of the emblem reflects our Air and Space Force today and into the future. Inscribed in a half circle above the contemporary Air Force emblem is the Air Force motto, "Aim high, fly, fight, win." And on the border of the coin, a reminder to all who see this is inscribed, "Awarded on the occasion of becoming an airman in the world's greatest Air Force."
Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Kenny will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 37th Training Wing, home of Air Force Basic Military Training. I know you made many sacrifices to help your loved ones through these 7.5 weeks of very difficult training, and this is not lost on me, the critical role that family and friends have in the success of every airman. I'm grateful to each and every one of you for the love and support you have given them, and especially for your presence here today. Thank you for trusting us with your loved ones. With those among you who are veterans or who are still currently serving, please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your service and for inspiring your loved ones to follow in your footsteps. Ladies and gentlemen, I must take a moment to give credit and praise to my military training instructors who are truly the most talented, dedicated, motivated, and selfless people you will ever meet. The Greek poet Horace once said, "Fierce eagles do not breed tender doves." Well, the military training instructors of the 322nd Training Squadron are indeed fierce eagles, and I'm sure the trainees will attest to that. Over the last 2 months, they were up early in the morning and stayed late at night, working tirelessly with a relentless pursuit of excellence to take 607 individuals and turn them into this amazing group of newly forged warriors that stand in front of you today. Please join me in thanking them for their incredible work. To our newest airmen, we have asked a lot of you over the last 2 months. We've held you to high standards, and it has been my privilege and honor to watch you rise to the challenge, to grow into a team, and to cross that sacred threshold from trainee to airman. Never forget that tomorrow, when you raise your right hand and take that oath, you are dedicating yourself to the cause of defending this nation's most precious freedoms for this generation and all future generations to come. And I am confident that you will not fail in this sacred mission. Your time here at Basic Military Training is coming to a close, but I remind you that this is not the end. This is only the beginning of what awaits you. As you leave us to begin your next step of your journey at technical training, remember the foundations your MTIs have laid out for you. Integrity, service before self, taking care of your wingman, always doing your best. These are the secrets to success. There will be challenges and there will be hard days, but there will also be some of the best days of your life. And when those challenges happen, remember your why. Now I'll leave you with one last thought, and that is trust in yourself. If a bird believes for long enough that it is an eagle, eventually it will soar like one. Well, today, you no longer have to believe. You have proven that you are eagles. So, to my eagles and now fellow airmen, it has been my greatest honor to be your first squadron commander. I'm proud to serve with each of you, and I send you into the world knowing that you have the moral courage to be your best selves, full of the same pride, character, and excellence that you learned here. You are all truly second to none. One team! Congratulations, airmen.
Thank you, Colonel Kenny. At this time, we'd like to take an opportunity to recognize Basic Military Training's most outstanding performer, someone who's demonstrated their ability to successfully navigate all assessments, testing their physical abilities, academic aptitude, and adaptability to the military environment through multiple progress checks. This airman has surpassed all others in the challenges of training and has earned the distinction of being the top graduate of this class. The top graduate is from Flight 537, Airman Zachary Welsh. He's from Ogden, Utah, and joined the Air Force to become a fuel system specialist. In the stands cheering are his mother Jenny and father Shane. His recruiter is Technical Sergeant Down from the 419th Recruiting Squadron, Ogden, Utah. Please stand as a sign of unity as our top graduate leads us through the Airman's Creed. Instructors, place your flights at attention. Thank you. Please be seated. Instructors, place your flights at ease. Instructors, place your flights at attention. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing and singing of the United States Air Force song. Congratulations on achieving this historic milestone that marks the beginning of your career. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain in your seating area. The graduates will be dismissed momentarily. We ask that you refrain from running onto the retreat pad, and please use caution when descending the bleachers. Town Pass ends at 2000 hours. When dropping off graduates, please stay in your vehicle. Family members are not authorized to enter any training area. Thank you, and please enjoy your stay at the 37 Training Wing, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas. Flight commanders, dismiss your flights. Airmen, if you've lost a flight cap, report to the podium to retrieve it. Top graduate, report to the podium to retrieve your certificates. All graduates are now released to their families.